Kurenai is one of the most quietly wounded women in Naruto. Not because she lacked skill. Not because she lacked resolve. But because she carried an identity the world refused to validate. And when that identity cracked, she was left staring at the silence underneath. From the moment she stepped into the role of Jonin, Kurenai was already performing. The Genjutsu prodigy, the calm instructor, the woman who could bend perception itself. She hadn't relaxed for a single frame. She wasn't free. She was working. That's the cruel truth of her crisis. It didn't arrive with failure. It arrived with Itachi Uchiha. One look minus one Sharingan minus, and her entire identity collapsed. The art she had built her life around was erased in a single moment. And the question that followed was heavier than any blade. If your gift can be undone by bloodline, was it ever real? She remembers being young, practicing illusions until dawn, believing Genjutsu was her language, her way of shaping reality, believing she had carved out a space in a world that rarely gave women space at all. But time is a quiet thief. It doesn't steal years. It steals certainty. And one day she woke up and realized her art was no longer hers alone. She tries anyway, keeps teaching, keeps guiding, keeps smiling through the doubt. But the broken identity isn't the tragedy. The tragedy is the broken belief that her gift was enough to protect the people she loved. That belief was the loaded bearing wall. And once it goes, there is nothing underneath. The mission. The silence. Her students begging her to lead, to fight, to stay. Kurenai doesn't cry. She doesn't rage. She just sits in a flat stillness, the kind that means the engine has stopped running. And when she finally speaks, the words sound impossible, even to her. I'm just a woman, a foolish, insignificant woman. Not because she believed it, but because the world had taught her to. This is the moment her story was building toward. Not the bravado. Not the reputation. This silence. This paralysis. The truth of what happens when you've been performing a version of yourself for so long that you forget where the illusion ends and you begin. And then one day, you simply cannot lift it anymore. Her crisis isn't loud. It isn't dramatic. It's the quiet realization that the checklist is complete, and the emptiness underneath is still there. It's the moment you realize the future you imagined will not arrive, and the past you lived cannot be undone. Kurenai doesn't put the armor down because she healed. She puts it down because she got tired enough to stop. And in stopping, she learns something she never expected. Stillness is not invisibility. Her students don't leave. The bond survives the truth. And that survival is the data point the whole arc builds on. Kurenai acts more like a mother to Hinata than a standard military instructor. She steps into the emotional void left by Hinata's deceased mother and her cold, abusive father, Hiyashi Hyuga. Where the clan demanded ruthless perfection, Kurenai offered unconditional emotional safety. She built Hinata's shattered self-esteem instead of demanding immediate power. Hayashi formally disowned Hinata's worth, telling Kurenai to do whatever she wanted with her. because the clan considered Hinata a failure. Kurenai fiercely rejected this assessment. She vowed to protect and nurture her. During the Team 8 era, Kurenai recognized Hinata's immense kindness not as weakness, but as hidden strength. She gently pushed Hinata to find her own ninja way. She watched her with deep pride and worry during dangerous matches like the Chunin exams. As Shippuden began, Hinata grew into a confident, capable kunoichi. Kurenai's early emotional investment paid off. Hinata stopped looking for constant validation. She began actively fighting to protect those she loved, mimicking Kurenai's own protective nature. Deep dive. The Chunin exam fight. The preliminary match was the definitive turning point for Hinata's character, and the moment Kurenai's protective role was fully cemented. Before physical blows were exchanged, Neji dismantled Hinata's fragile self-esteem, calling her a worthless failure. Naruto's loud cheer from the stands rejected Neji's fatalism, granting Hinata courage to fight back. As the battle progressed, Kurenai's face revealed dread. She realized Neji was secretly blocking Hinata's chakra pathways. Despite coughing blood, Hinata refused to back down. Neji attempted a lethal, final strike. Kakashi, Guy, Hayate, and Kurenai intervened, restraining him. Kurenai's grip on Neji's arm reflected heartbreak and fury at how the clan had broken Hinata's spirit. Mentorship styles: Kurenai versus Kakashi versus Might Guy. Kurenai offered emotional safety and unconditional validation. Kakashi taught pragmatism and tactical self-sufficiency. Guy embodied obsessive hard work and passion. While Kakashi trained geniuses and Guy trained powerhouses, Kurenai's strength was her emotional intelligence minus healing a traumatized child. Yet Kurenai's legacy is clear. She proved that kindness is not weakness. That emotional safety can be as transformative as raw power. That being a surrogate mother, a protector, a safe haven, is its own form of strength. In the Boruto era, her work yields its ultimate reward. Hinata grows into the compassionate but fiercely protective matriarch of the Uzumaki household. The same unconditional love, patience, and emotional safety that Kurenai gifted Hinata are the exact traits Hinata uses to raise Boruto and Himawari. The broken, trembling girl Kurenai took in from the cold is now a strong, confident woman who broke the cycle of abuse in her own family. Mirai Sarutobi, Kurenai's daughter, grows up well-loved and protected by the extended Team 8 family. Hinata and her teammates fulfill their unspoken vow to Asuma and Kurenai, ensuring Mirai is never left isolated. Kurenai is peacefully retired, often seen relaxing, drinking tea, and smiling warmly at the generation she helped save. Hinata still holds immense reverence for her former sensei. Kurenai was never meant to be a legend. She was meant to be a reminder. That strength isn't loud. It isn't endless. It isn't perfect. Sometimes strength is quiet. Sometimes it's tired. Sometimes it's a woman bleeding in silence, whispering the words she built her whole identity to avoid. And yet, the world doesn't end. Her students hold on. Her story continues. Because the armor was never what kept them safe. It was the connection. The ordinary love that was always enough.